When you're able to attract good things to yourself.
Good things to yourself.
Then it means you are lucky.
Yes, when you are lucky.
Oh, okay.
And that has to come by grace. That is how possible. That is the vehicle to get the luck.
To get the luck,
If you don't have luck, forget it. So that is why life is so many ups and downs. So somebody's luck is in the morning, somebody's own is in the afternoon, somebody mid-morning, somebody is in the evening, somebody at night. Somebody don't even get it at all.
Yeah.
And somebody also gets it throughout.
So the way you are describing luck, is akin to blessings.
Absolutely.
Akin to blessings. Well,
blessings.
Do you know that you could be the luckiest?
Absolutely.
You could be the luckiest.
Yes.
You know that?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, because luck is everywhere.
Everything.
Yeah,
everything.
So for us, luck is a life-changing event, and we believe that everybody deserves a shot at luck.
Absolutely.
You deserve luck, Peter Luck. Everyone. If you are listening to Star FM right now, you deserve luck.
Yes, and your luck is just at the corner.
Oh, I'm telling you.
It's just at the
corner. Tell them. Your luck is coming with prizes that are so exciting that it's going to make your head spin. So if you want to be the luckiest, this is what you need to do. Take up your phone, dial star 712 hash, star 712 hash, and get your ticket. The more you buy, the better your chances of winning, and you could definitely be the luckiest. Then remember, when you hear that catchy jingle, it's your cue to pay attention, because it could be your lucky day. Like it's on its way to you and your community. So stay sharp. Stay sharp. Luck is everywhere. Udala.
Lantam. Man Lantam.
Man
Papanko.
Captain.
I like your tie.
Thank you.
I like
it's
your
a
tie.
Is yellow your favorite color?
Yes, yellow. No, my favorite color is actually in the blue series.
Oh, blue.
Yeah, blue series.
Is it like something?
But I don't even like Chelsea and Man City. But my favorite color is in the blue.
You're wearing a blue shirt, I can see. A very nice blue shirt. So you like this kind of color?
I have a lot of
your shirt looks turquoise, turquoise blue,
Absolutely.
kind of.
Yes,
Okay.
But of course, anything you put on and you look good in it, it's your favorite color. That's
anything?
All. Yeah, anything you put on and
you look good in it.
Your favorite
color.
Okay.
Yeah. I see. Okay, then I guess I'm wearing many colors today.
Yes, but I like.
I'm wearing a navy jacket.
Absolutely.
A very light shade of green shirt.
Nice.
A yellow tie.
There's one thing I
gray
admire
trousers
about,
and black.
I admire about you.
Black Chelsea boots.
Your sense of dressing. It's something that you need to come up with it.
It's good to look good.
Yes, yeah. Your sense of dressing is absolutely.
It's good to look. I just might start a blog, a video blog or something, to talk about.
Teaching a lot of
to talk about gentlemen's classic style.
Absolutely.
Classic style.
Yeah, I always admire you at the corner there, because you always, every day you see Lantam.
They say dress how you want to be addressed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dress how you want to be addressed. And it's good to look good.
It is.
You have to look good everywhere
Even
you
if you don't have panyo.
No.
You still have to look
good. Look good. It is good to look
that
good.
That alone, it gives you a lot of respect, a lot of confidence.
I just might. You are the second person telling me that I should start doing something about something on fashion.
Because for those of us who
I'm not noted for talking about fashion.
But you have to get into it because you have something unique.
It's an idea.
It's not something that you are planning to do, but it is just emerging from you.
It's an idea.
Yes.
It's an idea.
You have to consider it.
We'll talk about it. But let's get into the legalese.
Yes.
This morning. Is legalese? Is it a word?
Yes, a legalese is a word.
What does it mean?
Yes, when you go to the court, for instance, they'll tell you that if you need this, you have to go to legalities and all that.
So legalities.
These are terms that you go and then.
So legalese is one of.
When you go, you get things that has to do with the judiciary, virtually everything that you need within the setting of the law. Okay. You're likely to find out legalities. All right. And all that.
So yesterday you were telling us about an interview that you had.
Yes.
With the daughter of Professor Joshua Alabi, who is a legal practitioner.
Yes.
Naomi Bole Alabi.
Yes.
You're bringing us part 2 of that.
Absolutely.
She's authored a book. You told us that she's authored a book, and so you tell us about the book that she's authored today.
Yes.
Yes. She's also a law lecturer, right?
She's a law lecturer
at the Lawe University College.
Absolutely. So as a young person, and she's an author, a law lecturer, to be able to impact on people, you need to be knowledgeable in the field that you are. And if you have a conversation with this lady or this young lawyer, you understand why she's actually risen to that fame. She's gotten it all. In fact, the book is titled Excellence in Legal Education leveraging Bloom's taxonomy for enhanced legal education. And I take that again. The title of the book, Excellence in Legal Education, leveraging Bloom's taxonomy for enhanced legal education.
Right.
But what is this book all about? Naomi Bole Alabi has been telling us about this book. Let's hear what she has to say in relation to this book.
Bloom's taxonomy, it's a hierarchical model of cognitive competence that is expected at every stage of the learning process, where you have remembering, understanding, application, analyzing, evaluation, and the final being creation. Because to create something, you must have, that's like the core cognitive competence that anyone will ever achieve. So yes, it's really just a hierarchical model where instructors, facilitators, lecturers can guide themselves on how to, one, not only teach, but assess that truly their learning outcomes have been met adequately.
Okay, so that is Naomi Bole Alabi telling us about this whole book. But there's more that she's adding to the book. The book itself, what are the intricacies of this book? Let's take a listen to it.
My learning journey in Ghana and the fact that I feel like we don't make use of the cognitive competence of a lot of our students. So cognitive, so your brain, and how, I don't want to use the word analytical, but how advanced you get to at every stage of the learning process. So for example, remembering would be the most basic source of cognitive competence, where at this stage, all you have to do is a basic recollection of facts. This is one stage of cognitive competence. And then you're supposed to develop yourself, almost like Maslow's theory. You're supposed to constantly keep evolving. So from recollection of facts, we expect that you should be able to understand these facts. My lecturers used to say that if you can't explain it to a child, you don't understand it. So it's not a regurgitation of complex big words like we're doing now. It's your understanding of these complex big words and how best you can then shift from understanding to application, because you cannot apply what you don't understand.
Absolutely.
So it's really a gradual, and as you look at the hierarchical model, you'll see that it makes sense because each stage is dependent on its predecessor. So I started working on this around the May before our exams. I think it was really
2024 or
2023. Yeah. So probably like close to a year. Yeah.
So that is Naomi Bole Alabi Esquire telling us about all that is in the book and what you are saying. But who are these books targeted at? Sometimes when you are putting up a book, whatever you do, there's a clear target audience. There's a clear target people that you look out for. This book, who is it targeted at? Let's listen to what she has.
So this book really is in a practical sense, for academics. But the reason I made it was because I don't think academics need it. I think private practitioners who are teaching part-time and are not invested into, institutions have to invest in their lecturers by equipping them with what's necessary to teach students. And so they will go through training programs. Now, private practitioners doing part-time don't get a similar rigorous training into academia like a full-time person trying to be a professor. So there's a disconnect sometimes in the learning journey. If you go to a class where a proper academic who knows that these are the expected learning outcomes and this is how to phrase the exam questions to meet it, will do comparatively to an individual who does not understand these concepts. I find that some private practitioners will copy and paste learning outcomes on Google just to meet, GTech requirements for course instruction. But when you look at the exam, because I keep telling my friends, this is a learning hack. So in any degree, any course, the first thing you need to do is look at the learning outcomes. By educational policy, you cannot examine students outside the scope of these outcomes. So a teacher that understands this will know that students are relying on this outline to prepare for exam. You can't examine them on everything. So it's the outcomes we're looking for. What are we expected to know at the end of this topic or at the end of this course? What are the necessary skills we're supposed to be equipped with? If you say I'm supposed to be able to define labor law and its concepts, these are the things I'm going to focus on. But if a teacher doesn't know this and he just says at the end of this unit, students are expected to, and there's an inconsistency with this that students see at the beginning of the course and the final assessment, which is to assess whether they've met what you put at the beginning, then there's a disconnect. There's a very big disconnect. So I think really it was for private practitioners that may not be well equipped with the necessary academic knowledge on how to instruct and facilitate courses.
So that is who the book is actually targeted at an order. So all these people will have to make use, practitioners, law students. In fact, you and I, when we come and sit here and talk to people, we also need a book to enhance on whatever we come here to say and all that. But of course, whatever you do also has the ups and downs, you get it. So as a young lawyer, you try to find out from her what exactly are the issues surrounding the fact that you want to go into law. How is law? What is it about? What entails? What will make you consider reading law, and how difficult is it? Let's hear from her.
Law is an undulating journey. For me, it's been, I think for most people, moments of confidence and then confusion and what you think your practice areas are going to be, what are you going to specialize in.
At the beginning, right?
I think it's really an undulating journey where you really can't tell where you will get to. And also, I think law has, no matter how smart you think you are, law has a way of humbling you. And then you start to appreciate the learned, because there's intelligence and then there's being learned. And it kind of shows you that intelligence without the necessary discipline will still not get you through the door. So I think for me it's been a very rigorous but also life-shaping and transforming journey. I've been well equipped with some disciplinary habits that I think I will keep with me because of the profession. I don't think anything is easy, but I think when people say that the law is a jealous profession, truly it is, because I find that even with academia, which is really legal academia, when I give too much attention to one over the other, my competence dwindles to a very large extent. So I think I also chose legal academia so I could keep myself up to date with development. But I think even that is not enough. With law, I think you really need to go to the courts. You have to, because procedure is something that you don't just learn from a book, but you also see in real life. So I think with law, just like anything, engineering, accounting, it's not going to be easy.
Yes, so that is all that you need to know about law as far as Naomi Boli-Alabi Esquire is concerned. So she has been giving us some interesting issues about law, what you need to do, what aspects will make you enjoy. And like you heard it, it's not a journey that is easy at all. I've also remembered the number of times that I have been at the court bar, and you realize that when you are asking people to share their experiences with you, Lantam, it is not an easy thing at all. So that is why they tell you that the law is a noble profession and all that. But there's one thing, after studying the law, everything that you have to do, there's one place that you find yourself in court to go, be on your feet, address the judges, move your motions, move your applications, and advance your case, submit arguments upon arguments. What has been her experiences at this particular young stage of her career? Let's take a listen.
It's been interesting. The traffic, really the realization that in school we learned in a rush. We learned to pass. But then when I go to court, sometimes I hear the same things I was rattling in class, and they sound so abstract when I see it in real life, you know? You draft a motion and it's so theoretical in your head, and then you see a senior lawyer actually move a motion, and you're like, I mean, it's not as technical as I envisioned, you know? But that's the beauty of it. We have these like crazy imaginations of what things should be when you're seeing all these big words in the statutes, and then you see it in real life and you realize really practice and procedure are so distinct from what's in the books. So I think, yeah, my baptism of fire with procedural mistakes, judges reproaching you a little bit, it's been interesting. I promise you, I think the last thing you just said is the killer. Your client is looking at you. You know, luckily for me, I think I have a very serious face. So I could be dying on the inside and my face is like, but sometimes in my head I'm like, my Lord, I beg, I'm holding brief, it's not me, you know? I feel like in some courts I've been nearly provoked to say like, my Lord, but you know I'm holding brief. So I don't know, I think, but overall I think you're crying then, but you look back and it's funny, you know what I mean? But yeah, there are times when I feel like if people weren't around, I would cry. Yeah, I'd cry. Yeah. You know, luckily, right, they asked a lawyer before me, and I used that opportunity to run out of courts and act like, yeah, I made it look like I had a phone call I needed to receive in case they were looking for other lawyers. So in any case, it wasn't my turn, you know, my case wasn't soon to be due to be called, so I was like, it seems we're going through an investigative session today in court. I'm not ready for this. No. So I ran away, but I came back before my case was called. But yes, it's been interesting.
Yes, so that is Naomi Boli Alabi Esquire sharing her experiences with that. And Lantam, you can, as it were, relate that wherever you find yourself, there are moments that, in fact, in law, if you are not so confident on your, even when you are telling you know what you are saying is not true, be confident, say it when the judge will decide that. And she's telling us clearly about the fact that, yeah, sometimes you will ask certain things that you know that, yeah, have it easy on me, but you notice that is the profession. Once you find yourself there, you have to do what is expected. I remember sometimes senior lawyers will not be in court, and then their junior lawyers will be called upon, and then the excuse they will have is that my lord, my senior has asked me to only come and seek an adjournment, and then there are moments where the judge will not take it easy on you, and sometimes you will receive the baptism of fire. When you go back, your senior will not be there. It has happened countless times, but there are some of the young lawyers who are also so confident in themselves. And we told you earlier about a lady who appeared at the Supreme Court, lawyer Esina Poku, where we did that short interview with her. The Supreme Court panel were happy because even less than 2 years at the bar, she was able to stand on their feet and argue, submit, even when at the time everybody thought that she wasn't prepared because the senior was not present in court.
Right.
And that is so, at all material time, you should be ready because you don't know when you'll be called upon to argue. So that's all we have for you in
all right.
This segment.
Thank you very much, Mutalai Nusa. Always with the latest happening in the legal circles.